It's May 20th. Global news today starts now, AI-powered and worldwide. I'm Corey with the story. So, Xi Jinping just hosted Vladimir Putin in Beijing, right after Donald Trump was there. The whole setup looked pretty similar for both visits. The red carpet, the fanfare, the whole 9 yards. It's all about China, showing it's the place to be. Talking to everyone, but not really committing to anyone. They're flexing that economic muscle and diplomatic weight, making it seem like all global roads lead to Beijing now. The optics were definitely staged to impress, but the substance of the talks was a different story. Putin's been to China countless times, and while he and Xi seem to have a rapport, Russia's current situation, with sanctions in the Ukraine war, means they're leaning hard on China. Beijing's now Russia's biggest trade partner, but even with over 20 agreements signed, Putin didn't get the green light for that gas pipeline. Been pushing for years. It's a clear sign that Russia needs China more than ever. This whole diplomatic dance is a huge shift from just a few years ago, when China was facing a lot of international criticism. Remember the wolf warrior diplomacy and the tensions over human rights in Hong Kong? Now, they've managed to rebrand themselves as this essential hub for global trade and diplomacy. They've dialed back the aggressive talk, likely realizing they need stable international ties for their economy, especially with growth slowing down. And the timing is key. Ever since Trump's presidency, China has been patching things up with countries like Australia and Canada, and leaders from all over have been making the trip to Beijing. For Xi, this past week has been a masterclass in domestic propaganda, making him look like the most sought-after leader on the planet, all part of his vision for China's great rejuvenation. But even with all this high-level diplomacy, Xi is walking a tightrope. He only mentioned the war in the Middle East, calling for an urgent end, but stayed silent on Ukraine. This selective focus, while understandable given China's own interests in the Strait of Hormuz, raises questions about Beijing's credibility as it tries to play a bigger global role. It also risks straining relations with Europe at a time when China needs those trade connections.